fan on keto, talking about our lovely diet. So I've had a busy day today. We took the kids tobogganing. They went on an Easter egg hunt up some hillside. It was really good, loved it. They had a brilliant time. Then we had some cappuccino. Oh no, I had latte. They had some treats. I did have some nuts. Hi Angie. And they loved it. So as usual, I'm squeezing everything in. So I've got half an hour quickly to do a live. Then I've got to go shopping to get all the meats for tonight for our dinner, meat and salad. Then I've got to go and pick up Rio from work. So it's all rush, squeezing it all in. And my wife's going out tonight for a few hours to the gym. And look at that, what is that? You see that, guys? What is that? See my wife, oops. Can you see it? It's like a glow ball. Weird. My little daughter would like that. Anyway, so let's discuss our live streams that we've had this morning. Now, I knew 100%, I made my mind up. Hi, everyone. I made my mind up. I'm definitely discussing the will. And when I mention the will, Elvis Presley's will, I also mean Vernon's will and Lisa Marie's will. Any changes that were made to anyone's will. I want to try and learn more about the insurance policies as well, because that's all has quite a big effect. I think especially with Lisa's will, I think the insurance was a big thing. I don't know the amount. Is it 25 million? I don't know. We're going to discuss it, yeah? So Elvis Presley's last will, I found a YouTube channel, and I think her name is Kristen, and she was having a discussion, an open discussion, discussing Elvis's will and Vernon's and Lisa's, the consequences of how Elvis drew up the will. From what I can see, Elvis did the will in a way where Vernon could make small changes, adding people to the inheritance. He could even bring in another executor, a co-executor. As we know, he brought in Priscilla to represent her daughter, Lisa. I feel, even though I don't agree with the outcome, I almost feel like Vernon didn't really have a choice, did he? You know, ultimately. Is that... So I'm just reading your comments. What I'm trying to say is that, so Elvis, it's possible, you know, thinking out loud, that Elvis knew he was unwell, was worried about his health a lot. And I think this is a big part of why Elvis drew up a will at such a young age. I actually think, let me just slow down. I actually think that, because one of the things that these people say, this YouTube channel, Kristen's YouTube channel, is that it's unusual for someone to put an older person in their will. And I sort of agree with that a bit, because when you write a will, you think of your partner, you think of your children. You don't think of your father or mother, do you? You don't think of your elderly father or your elderly mother. Yeah, so Karen just said she believes Elvis knew he was unwell. He must have done, come on. He was so unwell in the last couple of years. Serious chronic medical problems, like very unwell. Come on, let's face it. Elvis was very unwell the last 2 or 3 years, yeah? He may have hid it well, but he knows. The gift. So he made provisions for his father, for Lisa, for Minnie May, for Aunt Delta. Yeah? he was being very careful. So suddenly when Elvis dies, even though he was so sick, and we could all see that there was a good chance Elvis was going to pass, it was still a massive shock to everyone. A massive shock. Yeah, of course he was. Stacey, of course he was. Come on. I'm not deluded. I know Elvis was very unwell, and he knew it. And I think the people very close to him knew it as well. Now, do I think they thought he was going to die? Some did, some didn't. I would say, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that I think Priscilla knew. Because she would have been dropping off Lisa to him. She would have been on the phone with him. I think Priscilla. Sorry, I'm getting my names mixed up. Take that back. I think Priscilla knew, not Lisa. I think Priscilla knew Elvis was very unwell and there was a chance of him dying. I really do think that, because she was on the phone to him. She was dropping off Lisa to him. I also think the people that were really with him, really like every day, looking after him, helping him, obviously helping him with his prescribed medication, they knew that there was a chance Elvis could pass. I really think that. He was concerned Elvis, after the last concert, was going on a vacation to Hawaii and going to make change in his life. He knew he was sick. Yeah, I've read all about that. All right, there's a lot of dogs here. I need to get past the dogs. Right, so as I was saying, Priscilla would have been panicking about money. Well, I think she would have been... Once she found out she wasn't in the will, which probably wasn't till after he died, yeah, I think once the will came out and it was that Priscilla had been excluded from the will, Elvis went out of his way to make sure that Priscilla was not in the will. I think, yeah, she definitely did panic. I don't know the ins and outs, but as far as I can tell, there's a story where she tried to get Joe Esposito to dispute the will. Is this true? Please tell me, guys, because I don't know the details. There's another story that says that she actually sued Vernon. Is that right? She actually sued him. I don't know what the reasons were. Or she threatened to sue him. Is it to do with the money she was owed from the lien? I don't know, guys. I'm no expert. I keep telling you. I'm just a fan, just chatting and discussing these things with you guys. So whatever you do know, please leave in the comments. But it does seem like when Priscilla found out she wasn't in Elvis's will, it does seem like she panicked behind the scenes, doing everything she could to basically maneuver herself in a position of power and money on behalf of Lisa, on behalf of Gracelands, and everything that comes with that. Now, I think in the end, I'm just guessing, guys, because this is why we're gonna debate this when we go live, when I'm on the laptop, when we can get some information up. But it does seem at some point, it does seem that Vernon, we don't know all the details, we don't know what went on behind the scenes, we don't know what discussions Priscilla had with Vernon. We do know Vernon was not well. Definitely he had heart problems. It does seem that Vernon eventually gets to a position where he thinks, I'm going to have to make Priscilla a co-executor. And the thing we learnt from the YouTube channel that we would, the Kirsten, is that Vernon did have the authority to add an executor, a co-executor, yeah? He did have the authority to make changes in the will. Now, people have been telling me that he made some changes a few months before he died. We've seen the picture of Priscilla and Lisa with Vernon when he's in his hospital bed. I don't really know the date of that picture. I don't know how long before he died, that picture was taken. It could have been months. So at some point, Priscilla has been very smart and cunning and clever, and she has managed to convince Vernon to make her the co-executor. You know, wasn't there three things? The bank and her and another person, I can't even remember. You tell me, guys, put it in the comments. Is there someone called Jack involved? I'm guessing, guys. Now, come on, let's face it. The minute Priscilla found out that she was co-executor on behalf of Lisa, I still say this, I don't think Vernon really had a choice, because who was going to look out for Lisa Marie's interests other than Priscilla? Let's face it, yeah, after Vernon has passed, yeah? Even though we know that Priscilla has done serious damage to Lisa, was a terrible parent, and did not have Lisa's true interests at heart, did she? She had money making at heart. She wanted to make money and have fame and success, and see other men and be in the spotlight and be Elvis. It does seem that she put her daughter last. Even Priscilla's own boyfriends, you know, Michael Edward, the alleged abuse there is obviously, for the fans, we're outraged about it, and we want justice for Lisa Marie. We want Michael Edwards arrested. We want Priscilla arrested, to be honest with you, because she's equally responsible for the abuse that happened, for the alleged abuse. Just an opinion for entertainment purposes. They're both equally responsible. They both need to be arrested. Really, serious abuse may have taken place, and no one's done anything about it, and the book From Here to the Great Unknown just seems to be swept under the carpet, which is frustrating. Anyway, as I was saying, guys, so eventually Priscilla receives almighty power. Let's face it, the minute Vernon died, Priscilla was riding high. She was on a rocket ship to outer space. Do you know what I mean, guys? Almighty power. The power Priscilla had once she was made co-executor on behalf of Lisa with the bank. Now, the Living Museum was a no-brainer. It was always going to happen. I've said it all a million times. It wasn't Priscilla's idea, but it was a no-brainer that it was, once it opened, it was going to be a cash cow. It was going to be a massive success. I will always say this. Elvis himself, his music, his movies, his personality, the impact he had on the world is the reason Gracelands is such a massive success. Always will be. But then obviously second to that is the fans. The fans are the reason Elvis and Gracelands is a massive success. The fans. The second most visited holiday destination or tourist destination in the world. Still is, probably always will be. But not because of Priscilla, not because she saved it, she didn't. Not because it was her idea to open it as a museum, it wasn't. So the thing, what we try to do here, we're trying to disagree with Priscilla's version of how things happened. Oh, they sure do, Deborah. What we're trying to tell the world here on Defending Elvis Presley is this. I know we do repeat the same stuff over and over again. We have to. We have to get the message out there. We can't just keep changing the story. We have to keep saying about the very obvious wrongdoing that happened at the hands of Priscilla towards Elvis Presley Enterprises, because I'm gutted it was sold off, 85% of it. Gutted, it should never have happened. I'm gutted that there was a lease agreement that was set up to rent Gracelands to EPE, all of it. I don't like it. I know it had to happen. I understand that you can't, from what I've been told, you can't really sell 85% of EPE without having a lease agreement between the two, because that's how they buy the tickets to get into the museum. I've had it explained to me, but I'm still gutted that there is this 99-year lease or 90-year lease that was done around 2005, renting Gracelands to EPE, Elvis Presley Enterprises, and the rent was paid in advance. I think it was $3 million. Just gutted that it happened, giving Elvis Presley Enterprises controlling interest in the Living Museum. EPE, don't they? They literally control the Living Museum. Yeah, Riley owns the building, Graceland, but she doesn't have control of it. That doesn't sound right to me. That just seems wrong. I don't think it ever should have been sold off. And I keep saying to you guys, the fact that you have businessmen representing Elvis and his family and his bloodline is an absolute joke. You know, I keep saying this, that the reason Lisa went along with it all was because I think Priscilla brainwashed her. 1 second, guys. Second, guys. Whoa, baby. Right, leave it alone. Yeah. Okay. Right, 1 second. Oops, a daisy. Right. Sorry, guys. You've heard it all before, haven't you, guys? You've heard it before. I'm just repeating myself. Sometimes I feel like a parrot because I'm repeating the same stuff over and over again. The bottom line is, we're trying to show that Priscilla, who stands up as this almost spokesperson on behalf of Elvis and his bloodline, isn't who we all think that she is. So there was a new comment there. Yeah, we're all gutted about Priscilla's behaviour, the way she contested Lisa's wishes to give her inheritance to her children. We're all gutted that all these things are happening. We're all gutted that Priscilla allowed the film Priscilla to be made, Sofia Coppola's film. But just so the live streams this morning were to discuss two things: the wills, all of them, and this very shocking details that we knew were going to happen, and that is that Priscilla, Elvis and Me Book 2 is going to be released on the 23rd of September. And the wording I read is that she's already written the book. Is it the Grand Central Publishers, whatever it is? The book is, I think it's been written. The publishers are putting it together now, ready for release on the 23rd of September. And the problem we have as fans is very obvious, that we just all feel that the book is going to try and rewrite history and reinvent the truth from Priscilla's point of view to make Priscilla look like a poor victim and Elvis look like the bad guy and Lisa look like the bad person. So she's given us a few clues. In the press release, she does say the different topics that are going to be in the book. Now, we have no reason to believe that Priscilla isn't going to tell a pack of lies again, that Priscilla isn't going to completely twist the truth again. You guys know it, I've said it again and again, that the book Elvis and Me has been one of the biggest scams in history. The public, the general public, have been very gullible and have believed for 40 years every word she says. No one's ever really stood up to her and disagreed with anything in that book. And as I keep saying, Elvis can't stand up for himself because he's dead. Elvis can't jump up and say, oh, that never happened. So Priscilla's in a very strong position. She can say what she wants. No one ever disagrees with her. You watch any interviews in the last 25 years, no one disagrees with Priscilla. She tells the story. They ask the questions. She knows what questions they're going to ask. They never expose her for her wrongdoing, whether it be for money wrongdoing, wrongdoing to Lisa, wrongdoing to Elvis, wrongdoing financially with Elvis Presley Enterprises, unfaithfulness. No one ever exposes Priscilla. No one ever brings up the fact that many things in the book Elvis and Me were not true. Was just her version of events to make herself look like a victim. You see my point, guys? It's very frustrating because it's very frustrating, guys, that someone can sit there and tell lies for 40 years and no one disagrees with them. No one goes, you're lying. Has anyone here, I say it clear, I think, isn't there a new person on called Matt? Hi, Matt. Has anyone here ever heard an interviewer look Priscilla in the eyes and say, you are lying? I repeat, has anyone here ever looked Priscilla in the eyes, an interviewer on a news company anywhere in the world, and said, you are lying? You are lying. Looked her in the eyes. You were unfaithful. Let me just get past these people. You get what I'm saying, guys? Has anyone? Isn't it so blatant that we can sit here together on defending Elvis Presley, and we can discuss Priscilla, and we can all together agree that I'm on about the last 25 years, guys. Do you know what? I'll extend that. The last 30 years. So for the last 30 years, has anyone ever said to Priscilla, you are lying? You were unfaithful? Almost, I would say 95% of the public don't know about Priscilla's second divorce settlement. That she went back on her agreement with Elvis that was in the first divorce settlement. She broke the agreement, accused Elvis of fraud, hiding his income and assets. So she had promised she would never go back for more money. She would never do a second divorce settlement, even though we all know Elvis would have given her whatever she wanted. She went back and did a second divorce settlement. Most people don't know about the second divorce settlement. Everything I'm saying, I think Matt's saying things. I've missed the comments, guys. Everything I'm saying is proven. The second divorce settlement where she ripped off Elvis is proven. The second divorce settlement was still going on the day Elvis died. The second divorce, I repeat, the second divorce settlement was still going on the day Elvis died. She was attacking him for more money the day he died. So any of you that think that they had this lovely, cozy little friendship, you are very mistaken. They were arguing, hi Elaine, they were arguing regularly about money and Lisa. Now, how many of you that are watching this, in case you haven't joined us before, know, how many of you that are watching this know that Priscilla was unfaithful to Elvis twice just before they divorced? The general public don't know it. The general public don't know that Priscilla was unfaithful twice, not long before they divorced. That Priscilla being caught being unfaithful the second time is the reason they divorced, and that it was Priscilla that demanded a divorce. Do the public know that? How many of the public know that Priscilla and Elvis had been divorced 5 years? 5 years. When Elvis died, Priscilla and Elvis had been divorced 5 years. How many people know that when Lisa Marie was born, which is not much more than a year after the wedding of Elvis and Priscilla, that Priscilla was unfaithful months after Lisa Marie was born? How many of the public know that? Most of the public don't know it. This is what is so unfair to Elvis. The public just don't know the truth. It's like the public see Priscilla as a poor victim. Oh, poor Priscilla, look what she went through. Elvis was unfaithful to her. Elvis was abusive. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? They don't know the truth. That Elvis was a victim. The truth is, Elvis was a victim. You get me, guys? The book Elvis and Me says that Priscilla was a victim. If you look at all the interviews that were done in the 80s, it says that Priscilla was a victim. She needed to find herself. She needed to, if you look at the latest press release, yeah, that announces this new book that's going to be coming out on September the 23rd by Priscilla, she says she needed to break away from Elvis to find herself, to find her future. How about this? How about this? How about she was living with Elvis, she had a child with Elvis, Lisa Marie, she had everything she could ever dream of, literally everything she could ever dream of. Let me just get past these people. Remember, she had everything she could ever dream of. A beautiful man, a man that gave her everything, including a child and a ring on her finger. And her thanks was to be unfaithful, to demand a divorce, to drag Lisa Marie away from him, from Elvis, to live with a complete stranger. Does that make any sense that the public, the general public, think that Elvis is the person that is in the wrong? It doesn't make any sense. If I talk to anyone, nice car, look at that car. Woo! That's a nice car, guys. Look at that. Whoa. Yeah, we like that. What is it, a Mustang? We like that car. Does it make any sense that the general public think that Elvis is the bad guy? It doesn't add up. It's like, it's beyond me. So this book that's going to come out, if you go and look at the press release about this book, because it's everywhere now, completely paints a picture of this poor Priscilla and what I went through, what Elvis did to me and what Lisa did to me. Oh, Lisa was a difficult child, and oh my God, I've had to deal with the grief of losing Benjamin and Lisa and Elvis. How can I deal with that? What and how I got through it? Do you see my point, guys? She's even using the loss. She's even, using the loss of Benjamin and Elvis and Lisa to her advantage. If you look at the write-up of what is going to be in the new book, she says, oh, dealing with the grief of the loss of 3 close family members. At one point, she writes in it, how can I explain it? Oh, I've been away from Elvis for 40 years and I finally realized what a great man he is. Guys, doesn't that make you laugh? It's taken, this is Priscilla's words. In the editor, look it up, the editor on Google. Go and look it up. The editor talking about the release, this up-and-coming book on the 23rd of September. Priscilla says, it's taken me 40 years to realize how great Elvis was. Not living with Elvis for 40 years, I've now realized how great he was. What is that? Why did Priscilla have to not live with Elvis for 40 years to realize how great he was? Have any of you read it, guys? Seriously. Put it in the comments. Have any of you read it? Have any of you read that? Her own words in this exclusive interview with the editor. Yeah, it's on Google. Google it, guys. Her own words. Not living with Elvis for 40 years has made me realize how great he was. I mean, come on. She should have known how great he was when she was with him. She met Elvis at the start. She eventually moves over to Graceland around 1963 when she's nearly 18. She should have known then and there how great he was, how beautiful. Elvis was very generous and giving and did a lot for charity and did a lot for friends and family and complete strangers. At the start of his career, in the 1950s, he went on in the 1960s to be a very, very good Christian man, a very caring, loving man that helped as many people as he could. You get it, you get it, guys? So why is she saying she had to not live with him for 40 years to realize how great he was? Read it, it's her words. Everything that we talk about, we can prove. Everything. We can prove the unfaithfulness, the divorce settlements. We know that the thing that happened where she disputed Lisa Marie's wishes to give her inheritance to her children, we know that happened. We know that she helped with the film, the Priscilla film, made by Sofia Coppola, that trashes Elvis, that Lisa Marie did not want made. We know that Priscilla supported that. We know that Priscilla was involved in the sale of Elvis Presley Enterprises. We know that Priscilla was involved with Barry Siegel when he ripped off, Lisa Marie's manager. Barry Siegel ripped off Lisa Marie, almost bankrupting Lisa Marie. We know Priscilla was involved in that process. We also know that Priscilla sold the name Presley. She sold the name Graceland. Guys, we could list and list and list so many things. We know that she lies about her age. When she first moved to Graceland, she said she was 15. She wasn't 15, she was nearly 18. You get it, guys? We've now found out that she was not a virgin on the night of the wedding. Lisa Marie put it in the book. My father was sleeping with Priscilla when she was 18. So we know that Priscilla has been lying for 40 years, saying she was a virgin on the night of the wedding, saying that she was conceived the night of the wedding and she lost her virginity on the night of the wedding. So we know she did not lose her virginity on the night of the wedding. Why does she say she was a virgin on the night of the wedding? Because she wants to keep the fairy tale alive. Priscilla has a fake fairy tale that she keeps telling again and again and again and again. It's a fake fairy tale. She's still trying to push that fake fairy tale now. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? Yeah? The world has been scammed and conned by Priscilla. I want to repeat something, guys. We're not a Priscilla hate channel. We're not a hate channel. We are a Elvis Presley defending channel. We want to defend Elvis, Lisa, and the bloodline. So we expose Priscilla. There's a big difference. I'm not going to sit here and call her loads of horrible names. I'm going to sit here and stand here, actually. I'm going to stand here and expose the wrongdoing. That's what I'm doing, guys. I list as much as I can to show the world, the public, the general public, the wrongdoing that she has done. The brainwashing. The lies. This is why we're here, guys. And we're all bracing ourselves for this book. And when this book comes out, we are gonna defend Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna critique it, review it. And all the lies in that book, we are gonna disagree with. Everything in that book. And same goes for the book Elvis and Me as well. Anyway, guys, it was Sandy. Hi, Sandy. All right, Sandy, thanks for joining us. Sandy, we defend Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline every day of the week, 2-3 times a day. We have good intentions. We want to clear Elvis's image and reputation and protect his legacy. We want to expose the wrongdoing to Elvis, not just from Priscilla, from anyone. From anyone. That is the purpose of our channel, defending Elvis Presley. There is no other purpose. Okay, guys, gotta go. Thanks for the chat, guys. Take care, everyone.